Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for this Committed to Community webinar focused on Oregon 22 small business prep about your online presence. I'd like to thank our sponsors today for making this event possible, the City of Eugene, the City of Springfield, and Comcast Business. I would also like to introduce our panelists today. I'm very excited to have Kaylin Leroy here with us. She is a digital coordinator and social media expert at Terrell Group, and she's going to walk everyone through how to update their social media across multiple platforms today. Emily Forche is here. She is the Vice President of Integrated Marketing at Travelling County. She oversees digital platform content and assets and creative services and supports the marketing strategies, across the organization. Thank you so much to both of you for being here today. And I look forward to all the information you're going to be able to share with our local businesses to help them get ready for Oregon 22. So Kaylin, let's kick it off with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here with you guys today. So I am going to share my screen. I made a little presentation for us. All right, and we will get started. So just as and overall, I use Terrell Group as my example today, just because I can get into behind the scenes of all those accounts. So all the examples you'll be seeing today are just from my company. So we are going to start off with what is a Google listing. So you can see here, I Googled Terrell Group, and there it is right on the side. This is going to also be the same thing that you see when you search Terrell Group on Google Maps. So it's really important to have all of this information updated, because the second that somebody Googles you, this is what they're going to see first. And you want to make sure that you have all the correct information displaying, especially now that we're going to have a lot of people from out of town. So here is the 3 simple steps to claim your listing. You can see this red circle down here. Own this business? Yes, you do. So hit that. And then there are 2 things that might pop up. You can have this one, which isn't the best, but we can still make it work. So you can see that Terrell Group is already being managed by somebody, and here's a little preview of their email address. Now, I know that that is the Terrell Group Google email address. So in that instance, I realize, oh, I'm logged into my personal account up here. So I just need to switch over to the Terrell Group email, and then I'll be able to have access to it. If someone at your company has access and you need access, and you already know what that email address is, you can just hit request access, and it will take you through the next steps of getting yourself verified and being able to get into your Google listing. The other option that might come up when you click Own This Business is Manage Now, which is optimal. This is what we want to see. It means that you haven't yet taken control of your Google My Business and you're getting ready to. So it will have all of your business information over on the left side, and then just hit Manage Now, and we'll go through the next steps together. So the first thing that is going to be the most important is getting verified. You cannot do anything through your Google listing without being verified first. So this is going to be the first thing that you want to do when it comes to setting this up. You can verify yourself in multiple different ways too. So you can do whatever's easiest for you. The easiest way, in my opinion, is to just do it with your phone number. The phone number that is connected to your Google account and to your business will show up here. So for example, if this was my phone number, or this was Terrell Group's phone number, I would just hit call and we'd do it over the phone really quick. It's all automated too, so it makes it really easy. The second way that you can get verified is you can have somebody from Google send you a postcard to the address that your business is at. So with this, it will give you a little code on the postcard, and then you go in and you enter your code, and then you take ownership of your business through Google. So it's really simple. And then once you get verified, the fun starts. You get to start, making all of your changes and showing what you have to offer and all of that. So here are a couple options that you have. Obviously, we have get verified, which we already know is the number one step. It's the most important. Then you can start getting into things like adding hours, adding photos, adding attributes. And I'll go over all of that with you as well. So we're going to start with adding your business hours. So you go into your business profile, you hit info over on the left, and then you can see that you have all of these different options. So I can change the phone number for my business. I can change the hours, which you can see on my screenshot are under review, because Google likes to change your hours without asking you. So you have to be really diligent about making sure that they are staying accurate. But what's really exciting for this is that Google now gives us the option to add special hours. So you can go here, and the World Athletic Championships start on the 15th. So you can say, okay, we normally close at 5 o'clock, but we're going to stay open until 7, as an example. So I've changed that, and you just add in the dates, and you can see down here at the bottom, there's an add new date option, and you just put all of the dates for the championship. You need to make sure that you put every single day. If you just put the 15th and then I believe the 24th when it ends, it will only show those dates on the 15th and on the 24th. So make sure you put in the 16th, the 17th, and so on. Okie doke. So that is going to be hours. And now we're going to get into what you can show people through your Google business listing. So you can go and you can add attributes. This is going to be really important because there's so many people coming from out of town that don't know if you have a bathroom, or don't know if you have to pay to use the bathroom, or they need wheelchair accessible seating, or they want to know if they can bring their dog, or anything like that. So you can, in the same info tab that I showed you before, where you can change your hours, you just scroll down a little bit, and there's this section for attributes, and you can put in everything that you have to offer. So you want to make sure that you capitalize on this, because people are going to be looking for, okay, well, where has a bathroom that I can use? Where can I bring my dog? You know, all of those things that people like to know. So making sure that you have all of that highlighted the second that they just Google the name of your business, I mean, you're just asking for people to come visit you at that point. So the next thing that we can do to make our Google listings even more exciting is to update our hours. Well, we've already talked about updating our hours on Google, but here we're going to talk about how you can update your hours through social media. So this is just an example of a social media post that I came up with on the fly. Just as an example, here's the name of my coffee shop, and then I just put the World Athletic Championship hours in big and bold so my audience knows, okay, what are these hours for? So you could make this as a feed post on your social media, like your Facebook and your Instagram, because that's going to be a great way to get attention from people from out of town as well. So if you just post this with a simple caption like, we're staying open later, come visit us for a late night treat, or something like that, people are going to know that you're open and that you're ready to serve them and that you're excited to have them there. So there are a couple other things that you can do to update your information on social media as well. So Facebook makes it a little bit easier to update your hours. So let me show you how to do that. For example, here's the Terrell Group Facebook page. I went and I hit more, and then we hit about, and that takes us here. So you can see that we have our correct hours, we have our price range, all of our contact information, which is the viewers can see all of that. So I just blocked out the phone number and email, but that will be shown to the people looking at your Facebook page. You can update your additional information and your about information to talk about the kind of services that you offer. So that will kind of give people a feel for what you have to offer them and what's available to them. And also something that's really important that I wasn't able to show as a visual today is that if you have your Facebook business page set up under the restaurant category, if you're a restaurant, it will give you the option to upload a PDF of your menu. So people will be able to not only see all of the Facebook reviews and all of your about information on your Facebook page, but they'll also be able to peruse your menu to see if you have anything that they would be interested in the first place. So that's really exciting. And then the last thing that I was going to cover with you guys is making sure that your business Yelp page is set up, because when people want, you know, to go get some food or to go get some like new gear or anything, the first thing they're going to do is check your reviews, see where you're located, and Yelp's a great resource for that. Think about it like this. You're going to a new restaurant, and I mean, you want to know what the people have to say, right? So you go on Yelp and there could be 1 million 5-star reviews with great verbal, you know, reviews. But if there are no photos, that's a little bit sketchy. People like to eat with their eyes first. And so you like to see what looks good. And so kind of think of your business the same way. You know, make sure that you've got photos out there of your business and like what it looks like on the outside and the inside, and let the people see what they're going to experience when they come to your business. That will get a lot more people through the door. So in order to update this information on your Yelp, you are going to log in to your Yelp business page. You're going to hit business information down in the corner, and then you can edit your hours here, and you can do the same thing that you can do on Google and update your amenities as well. So it gives you a lot of options to choose from. And that is what I had ready for you guys today. I hope that that helped. I would love to answer any questions at any point. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kaylin. That was very, very helpful. Does anyone have questions they would like to ask? Feel free to make a comment in the chat or ask any questions right now of Kaylin. So a couple points I wanted to make sure that we remember is that, as Kaylin brought up and showed us, walked us through how to update our hours. Super important if you do change your hours during the World Athletics Championships, to let people know, because most people are looking online for that information, particularly folks from out of town who don't really know what all we have to offer here in our community. They're going to look at Yelp, they're going to do a Google search for restaurants near them. And so it's really important that that information be current and accurate, as well as Kaylin mentioned, updating your menu. If you have a new menu for the season, or if you have a new special menu that you're planning to introduce during this time, be sure that that menu is also current and accurate. And then updating those amenities, that's really key, because there will be a lot of people coming who, again, have never been to places before, don't really know, are they dog friendly? Do they have, you know, handicap accessibility? All of these really important things that people are looking for as they're looking for places to spend their time and looking for ways to really get to know our community, because let's face it, most of us get to know a place through eating, shopping, walking around, enjoying some local music, all of those things. So it's really important that people can find you and know the hours that you're open. So thank you so much, Kaylin, for sharing that. Emily, I would love to hear from you a little bit more about the resources that Traveling County has to offer businesses.
You bet. So thanks for having me. We are really looking forward to welcoming all the visitors for the World Athletics Championships Oregon 22. I just wanted to start with a few of the things that we've done to make sure that we can connect visitor information with all the visitors who will be here, just to kind of give you some context. So we've produced some print materials, some which we produce every year, like our core visitor guide and pad map that you see here. We also produced a pocket-sized visitor guide that's very specific to the event dates itself, to everything that's going on, events, things to do, specific to July 15th through 24th. There's information in the guide and then quite a few QR codes to get people to more comprehensive information online. We also produced some custom hotel key cards, again with a QR code to link people to visitor information resources on our website. And then we'll be staffing 8 visitor information tables around the metro area in key locations like downtown Eugene, 5th Street, the Riverfront Festival, to make sure we're getting in front of as many visitors as possible. So a couple of things to make sure that your business can be a part of this visitor outreach that we're doing. The first is to submit any events that you have happening between July 15th and 24th to our events calendar. We have a form on our website that you can fill out, and we review and approve these daily. We accept event submissions to our event calendar anytime, but we know specific to this event, people are going to be looking for things to do when they're not in a ticketed session. So we want to make it really easy for them to see what's happening on that particular day. Another thing we know visitors will be looking for is where to eat, particularly late at night. So in addition to making sure those hours and menus are updated and all those places Kaylin was speaking about, we have created this list of late night dining opportunities by time, starting with what's open after 9 p.m. So again, to serve the specific visitors who are kind of connecting to our information through our resources. So if you are a restaurant that is open after 9 p.m., send me a note and we'll make sure that you're on this list. And then I just wanted to give a quick plug for this resource we have specific for frontline staff called Champion World Hosts. There are 2 pieces to this program. The first is a resource hub on our website with visitor information specifically designed for frontline staff who might get questions about things to do. The second is an email training series that you can sign up for. It's a 7-day crash course to learn more about Lane County from a visitor perspective. And after you complete it, you'll be ready to answer questions about where to go, what to do, where to eat like a pro. So quick, just recap, if you're open after 9 p.m. for dining, let us know. I've got my email here at the bottom. You can just drop me an email and we'll make sure you're on the list. If you have events happening, submit them to our events calendar. I can drop a link to that in the chat to the form, really easy to fill out. Just let us know what you have going on. If you are interested in learning more about how to serve visitors who will be here, sign up for the Champion World Host Training Series and use the resources that we have available at championworldhost.com. And if you're interested in having any kind of visitor information materials at your business, either that pocket guide that's really specific to the event itself, or any of our more comprehensive visitor guides or maps or anything like that, email me and we will get you set up.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Emily, for sharing that information. It looks like we have a question in the chat that I wanted to ask you guys. What is an ideal social media posting schedule during the 10 days? Once a day, multiple times a day? What type of pictures are best? And can you please share tips for engagement?
Yes, absolutely. So I would say posting once a day is going to be best for you. If you post more than once a day, your followers are going to start to feel really overwhelmed. And if they just see, oh, Kaylin posted this, oh, and then Kaylin posted this 5 minutes later, and then Kaylin posted this 3 hours later, none of my friends are going to want to pay that much attention because I'm just blowing up their feed. So I would suggest to post once a day throughout the 10 days. And what kind of pictures are best is tough depending on what kind of business that you have. I would recommend using photos with real people, even if it's not a photo that was taken by you, you can pull stock images of and just search people having fun outside. And people react really well to that because they like to see happy faces. Also, posting informational content is going to be really helpful, especially during this. So making sure that you're making posts like, if you're a restaurant, what are your most popular meals that are ordered? Or if you do have an event going on, making sure that you're making posts about it and highlighting it and saying, don't forget to sign up, or don't forget to meet us at the park on Wednesday. Making posts that are reminders and informational and show happy people doing fun things is going to get you a lot of engagement. I would say the best thing that's going to get you engagement is putting a call to action in your caption. So you could post the picture of people having fun outside and tell them on Wednesday you're having this picnic at this park, and then say, what's your favorite thing to bring to a picnic? And you'll get comments with people saying, I like potato salad, and I like sandwiches, and oh, when I was a kid, my mom used to pack us picnics and this is what she put in it. People love to share about what they like to do and about what they already are doing. So ask them questions about themselves and your engagement rates will go through the roof.
Another thing to add to that is to make sure that when you're posting on Instagram, you're also posting to Facebook. So you can simultaneously post to both, and different people look at different resources as well. So it's good to make sure that across multiple platforms, you're sharing that information out, so that if someone's only on Instagram, that they're seeing your images, but also if they're only on Facebook, they are as well. And thank you for those points, Kaylin. That engagement is super, super important. Another thing I want to add is this is a great time to chat with your neighboring businesses and think about things you could do together in terms of, like, maybe you want to have a sidewalk chalk contest one day, or where everyone on the block is going to be open late Wednesday night, so come and join our block party. And that way you're also cross promoting other businesses in your neighborhood, and they're cross promoting you. So it's a great way for people to also feel like there's a lot going on in one area, so a little more attractive to potentially go to one area. If there's multiple businesses they may want to frequent, and it gives you a little more traction on social media that way too. Looks like we have another question in the chat here. What can I do with the outside of my storefront to make it look more welcoming? Any thoughts on what people can do to make their spaces look more welcoming during this time?
Yeah, well, in addition to the kind of visitor information materials that I was speaking about, we do have some welcome materials that are also available to businesses. We'd be happy to bring those by. We have some, they connect again to visitor information resources. We also have some kind of welcome to the home of heart and home of track and field, window clings, table tents. So we have some things we'd love to share.
And I will add to that we do as well. Thanks to Travel Oregon, there is definitely some great free swag out there to dress up your business and make it feel more inviting and more cohesive. So this is a super exciting time for our community, welcoming so many different people from outside the area, all across the world, to our region. So it's a great way to sort of, again, showcase your business, put your best foot forward, spruce up the outside of your building, maybe bring in some flowers in the colors of Oregon22, different things that you can do to really make your space more attractive. And again, that idea of connecting with your neighbors and talking about, like, maybe we want to put out some string lights, or maybe we want to have A-frame signs out on the street. Again, that visual presence that makes the area look more cohesive, feels like there's more stuff to do. It's not just one business, but it's a whole stretch of businesses. That always makes it seem a little more exciting as well. A couple other things I wanted to be sure to share is that for the first time ever, the Fan Festival is not at Hayward Field. The Fan Festival will be down at the Riverfront Park, new Riverfront Park that just recently had its grand opening. So this will be our community's opportunity as well to welcome those folks. who will be moving around a lot more than in past events that have taken place at Hayward. So not only are we expecting more people, a more international crowd, a more diverse crowd, but we're also expecting folks to be moving around a whole lot more. So hopefully that is a boon to our many local small businesses, because people won't just be concentrated around the university area. They will be out and about looking for food, for entertainment, for places to shop, for souvenirs, for those experiences that are authentically unique to our region, which is fantastic. And there will be wayfinding signage from the Riverfront Park as well. Again, helping folks move around our community, move from the university area to the downtown, to Fifth Street Public Market, to the Whitaker, to Main Street in Springfield, areas that have hubs of activity. And also wanted to note that when Emily was sharing earlier about the Dine After 9 guide, if you're an entertainment venue that also serves food, you want to be sure to get into that as well, because we're expecting over 3,000 members of the media to be present during these 10 days. And those folks also want to go out, have a good time, and they often don't get off work until later on in the evening. And so if you serve food, if you serve snacks, be sure to get in that guide so that folks know, hey, you're open and you are available for a place for people to hang out when they get off of work. I have another question here in the chat. How do I learn more about all these activities you are mentioning? Is there a training or a guide? Well, I'm happy to be a resource to folks out there. I am a former small business owner. I had a retail store in Eugene for many years. And so I am super, super passionate about people benefiting the most possible from this event. And so I'm happy to be that resource. Nicole D at onwardeugene.org. We have a top 10 list that I put together, which is on our Onward website. We will also have shared that out through the Eugene Chamber e-news. And we will also have that published in our Open for Business magazine that the Eugene Chamber of Commerce will be coming out with fairly soon as well. In addition, I've been doing outreach to different business organizations around the community, and we plan to share out this recorded webinar as well as a resource. So lots of different ways to get information. Traveling County is an incredible resource. It's a good way for folks to see, again, what other people are doing, maybe get some ideas of what they would like to do as well. Different neighborhood areas are, putting on events like human foosball or, sidewalk sales or having live music on their own. So seeing what other folks are doing, taking those ideas, thinking about maybe what you would want to do in your neighborhood with businesses that are around you, and how you can, create an exciting environment that folks are going to want to visit that is going to help your business as well. Because when people are having a good time, they're going to be spending money, they're going to be spending more time. And we also want people to remember Eugene as a great place to be, that there's lots of wonderful local businesses here that they can enjoy and really get to experience. Are there any other questions from folks here? So the Riverfront Festival that the city of Eugene is hosting as a fan festival, that's another one to keep in mind in terms of hours. As Emily mentioned earlier, thinking about when the events are happening at Hayward, because there are not always track and field events going on every day. So looking at that schedule, as well as looking at the Riverfront Festival schedule and thinking, when there's gaps, these might be the times that people are going to be out and about. And you might want to think about increasing your staffing during that time, but also having, fun and engaging events during that time. So a couple other things to keep in mind. Emily or Kaylin, do you guys have anything to add?
I'll just add that if you go to our website, eugenecascadescoast.org, right on the homepage, there's a link to kind of our hub of all things World Athletics Championships Oregon 22. So that's a good place to connect to, like the competition schedule that Nicole was just referencing, or the events calendar that we have built. There's a lot of resources even that you can find there. And then of course, email me with anything I can do to help.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much. Kaylin, did you have anything you wanted to add?
No, I think we got a lot of good stuff covered here.
Excellent. Well, thank you all for joining us, and I'm very excited to have this community be able to welcome the world here on July 15th. And remember, this is a fun event. Get out, enjoy it. The Riverfront Festival is free to everyone. You definitely want to experience that, be part of the fun. If you want to volunteer, there's still volunteer opportunities available through the city of Eugene at the Riverfront Festival, as well as through Oregon22. And, you know, that Championship World Host program that Traveling County has is a fantastic way to learn about this area too. If you want to have more information to share out with people, if you run into somebody on the street and are looking to share a recommendation of what to do in this gorgeous corner of the world we live in, it's always good to have ideas of things to share out. So thank you all so much for joining us today. Thank you, Kaylin and Emily, for being here. Thank you, Kaylin, so much for walking us through all those very important social media tips. Sometimes we're really, really good at owning a restaurant or being a retailer, but we're not so good at the social media. So it's nice to have that as a resource. Thank you again. And thank you so much for joining us. And we look forward to seeing everyone in July as we, again, welcome the world and show off this amazing place that we live in. Thank you.